A 9-year-old boy ran into a biker clubhouse at 11 p.m. and begged them to kidnap him. The Iron Wolves were having their weekly meeting when the door burst open. A small boy stood there barefoot and bleeding, wearing torn pajamas covered in dirt. "Please take me," he screamed. "Take me anywhere before they come." 40 bikers stared at this wild-eyed child who'd appeared from nowhere. David, the club president, approached slowly. "Easy there, son, before who comes?" "The men," the boy cried. "They come at midnight. Please, I'll do anything. Just don't let them take me." He collapsed on the floor, sobbing and shaking. David knelt beside him. "What's your name, kid?" "Lucas. Lucas Perry." "Okay, Lucas, where do you live?" "The Foster House on Miller Road. But please don't send me back. They're selling me tonight." Every biker in that room went dead still. "Selling you?" David repeated carefully. Lucas nodded frantically. "I heard them on the phone. The men are paying $5,000 and picking me up at midnight." David checked his watch. 43 minutes until midnight. "Who's selling you, Lucas?" "Mr. and Mrs. Jennings, my foster parents. They've sold 3 other kids already, Tommy and Sarah and Marcus. None of them ever came back." David's blood turned to ice. He'd heard rumors about missing foster kids in the county. Everyone assumed they were runaways. "Razor, lock the doors," David ordered. "Snake, get the guns. Nobody enters this building tonight." Lucas grabbed David's arm. "They'll come looking for me. Mr. Jennings has friends with guns." "So do we," David replied grimly. Snake pulled up information on his laptop. Carl and Diane Jennings, licensed foster parents for 7 years, currently have 4 children in their care. 3 now, Lucas said. "I ran away." "Any complaints against them?" "Nothing. Model foster parents, according to the state." David looked at Lucas. "Son, I need you to tell me everything. Fast." Lucas talked quickly, words tumbling over each other. The Jennings seemed nice at first. Good food, clean rooms. Then he noticed the other kids disappearing. "They told the social worker that Tommy ran away, but I saw them put him in a van at night. He was crying and tied up." "When was this?" 2 weeks ago. Then they started being extra nice to me, buying me toys, letting me stay up late."
If you believe bikers are the good people, click the like and subscribe button to show us your support.
David understood. They were preparing the merchandise. "Tonight, Mrs. Jennings gave me special juice, said it would help me sleep, but I saw her put something in it. I poured it out when she wasn't looking." Smart kid. That drug would have made him helpless for the buyers. "I pretended to fall asleep. Then I heard Mr. Jennings on the phone saying the package was ready for midnight pickup." Lucas started crying again. "I climbed out my window and ran. I didn't know where to go. Then I saw your motorcycles and the sign that said Iron Wolves and Wolves Protect Things, right?" David's heart shattered. This child had run through the night looking for protection and found them. "We protect you now," David promised. "Nobody's taking you anywhere." His phone rang. Unknown number. David answered on speaker. "Yeah?" A man's voice came through, cold and professional. "You have something that belongs to us. The boy. Send him outside and nobody gets hurt." David looked at his brothers, 40 armed bikers ready for war. "Come and get him," David said, and hung up. 3 minutes later, headlights appeared through the windows. 4 SUVs pulled up outside the clubhouse. Men in tactical gear stepped out, at least 20 of them.
"Who made my nephew cry?"
Tommy ran to him.
"Uncle Bull, they won't let me see Dad, and the guard keeps kicking me out."
"It's okay now, little man. We're here."
He looked up at Reynolds. "Where's the person in charge?" "I am,"
Where's the
Reynolds
person in
said,
charge?
trying to sound tough. "And this child is trespassing."
This child is trying to see his father, and you threw him out 3 times.
49 bikers formed a wall behind Bull. Maria stepped between them and Reynolds. "Mr. Reynolds has been enforcing hospital policy, but maybe we can find a solution." "The solution is simple," said Axe, the club's vice president.
Our brother is dying upstairs. His 6-year-old son needs to see him. Hospital policy needs to adjust."
"I don't have authority to break policy," Reynolds protested. "Then find someone who does," growled Tank. Because we're not leaving until Tommy sees his father.
If you believe bikers are good people, subscribe to this channel and show us your support.
The hospital administrator, Dr. Patricia Chen, was called at home. She arrived 20 minutes later to find 50 bikers sitting peacefully in the lobby. Not threatening anyone, not breaking anything, just sitting, waiting. 50 leather-clad men in silent solidarity. What's the situation?
What's the situation?
Chen asked. Maria explained everything while Tommy sat on Bull's lap, exhausted from crying. Dr. Chen looked at the policy manual, then at the little boy, then at the biker.
Policy says no children under 12 in ICU.
Dr. Chen said carefully. 49 bikers tensed. Bull's hand tightened around Tommy.
However, I have discretion to make
Dr. Chen
exceptions
continued,
in extenuating
I have discretion to make
circumstances.
exceptions in extenuating circumstances.
You do?
The tension released like air from a balloon. You do? Tommy asked hopefully. I do, Dr. Chen
do.
said with a small smile. But I can only allow 2 people in ICU with the patient at once.
So you and one other person.
Uncle Bull
comes with me.
Tommy said immediately. Bull's eyes filled with tears. He'd never cry in public normally, but this wasn't normal. This was his brother dying and his nephew needing him. Thank you, Doctor, Bull said with genuine emotion. Reynolds
Dr.
started
Chen,
to protest.
the policy
Dr. Chen,
clearly
the
states-
policy clearly states,
Mr. Reynolds, you're fired.
Dr.
Effective
Chen said
immediately.
simply. Effective immediately. Throwing a 6-year-old out of a hospital at midnight is not enforcement, it's cruelty. The bikers didn't cheer. They just nodded with respect. Justice served quietly was sometimes the best justice. Maria led Bull and Tommy to the 4th floor ICU. Jake Miller lay in the bed, tubes and machines keeping him alive. His face was swollen. Bandages covered most of his body. Dad, Tommy whispered, climbing onto the bed carefully. Jake's eyes flickered open. He tried to speak, but the breathing tube prevented it. His hand moved slightly, reaching for his son. Tommy took it gently. The Road Kings are here, Jake, Bull said quietly. All 50 of us. We got Tommy. He's safe. You just focus on healing. Jake's eyes found Bull's. A single tear rolled down his bruised face. His hand squeezed Tommy's with what little strength he had.
I love you, Dad. Uncle Bull says you're the toughest man in the club, so you gotta get better, okay? We're gonna ride together when you're fixed.
Jake's chest rose and fell. The machines beeped steadily, but his grip on Tommy's hand never loosened. Downstairs, the other 48 bikers waited. They'd been there for 2 hours now. Nurses brought them coffee. Other patients' families thanked them for making the hospital bend on a cruel policy. You're the Road Kings? One elderly woman asked. My son was in a club once. Said bikers were the only family he ever had.
We take care of our own, ma'am, and Tommy is ours.
Tank listened to everyone argue. Then he spoke. That 7-year-old boy walked into our clubhouse knowing we're criminals and begged us to help him honor his father. That takes guts. He looked around the room. How many of us have kids? How many of us would want our kids burying us alone? Every hand in the room went up slowly. Officer Miller treated us with respect when he didn't have to, Tank continued. He could have harassed us, but he didn't. Now his kid needs us. What about the death threats? Someone asked. Tank smiled darkly. Let them try. We're the devil's disciples. When did we start being scared of gang threats? The vote was unanimous. They would attend. Tank walked back out to Owen. We'll be there, kid. All of us. Owen's face lit up like Christmas morning. Really? You'll really come? We'll really come, Tank promised. And we'll make sure your dad gets the send-off he deserves. Owen hugged Tank so tight the old biker felt his heart crack a little. Saturday morning arrived cold and gray. Officer David Miller's funeral was scheduled for 10 a.m. at Riverside Cemetery. Tank made calls all week. Word spread through the biker community about the murdered cop and his 7-year-old son who didn't want him buried alone. By 9:30 a.m., the cemetery parking lot started filling with motorcycles. Not just devil's disciples. Iron Saints showed up. Road warriors arrived. The Banditos sent a delegation. Even rival clubs put aside differences. 200 bikers assembled in the cemetery, all wearing their colors, all there for one reason. A little boy asked them to show up for his murdered father. Owen arrived with his temporary foster mother. He saw the sea of leather and chrome and started crying. You came, he whispered. You all came. The 2 police officers assigned to the funeral stood in shock. They'd expected maybe 20 people. Instead, 200 bikers lined the path to the grave. The funeral director looked terrified until Tank explained,
If you love reading stories, visit our website, www.bikersbite.com, and like and subscribe.
"We're here to honor Officer Miller and support his son. There won't be any trouble from us." The service began. The pastor spoke about David Miller's dedication to his son and his community. Owen sat in the front row, clutching his father's photo. When it was time for eulogies, Owen stood up on shaking legs. "My dad was the best dad in the world," he said in a small voice. "He taught me to ride a bike and helped me with homework and always tucked me in at night." Tears ran down his face. "He died protecting people, and I'm proud of him." Owen looked at the bikers. "Thank you for coming. My dad would have liked that you're here." After the service, they lowered Officer Miller's casket. That's when something unexpected happened. Tank stepped forward and did a military salute. Every veteran biker followed, 40 men saluting a fallen officer. Then every single biker walked past Owen and placed a patch on the casket. Club patches representing 40 different motorcycle clubs. "Your father protected the community," Tank told Owen. "Today, the community protects his memory." As mourners were leaving, 3 cars pulled up. Young men got out, wearing gang colors, the same gang that killed Officer Miller. They'd come to make good on their threat. 200 bikers formed a wall between them and the funeral. The gang members saw they were outnumbered 100 to 1. "You boys lost?" Tank asked, quietly. The gang leader tried to look tough. "We got business here." "Your business is leaving," Tank replied. "Right now, before this becomes a problem you can't solve." The gang members looked at 200 bikers, all standing silent and ready. They got back in their cars and drove away fast. The 2 police officers witnessed everything. One of them approached Tank. "Thank you," the officer said. "We couldn't have stopped them alone." "We weren't going to let anything ruin that kid's goodbye to his father," Tank replied. After everyone left, Owen asked Tank and a few bikers to stay for a minute. "My dad wrote me a letter before he died," Owen said, "in case something happened to him on the job." He pulled out an envelope and read it aloud. "Dear Owen, if you're reading this, it means I'm gone. I'm sorry I can't be there to watch you grow up, but I need you to know something important. Don't judge people by how they look. Judge them by their actions. Some of the best people I ever met wore leather and rode motorcycles. They look scary, but they have good hearts. If you ever need help and I'm not there, find the Devil's Disciples. Tell them your dad was David Miller. They'll take care of you. Love forever, Dad." Every biker standing there had tears in their eyes. "Your dad knew us," Tank said, his voice thick with emotion. "He saw past the leather and the reputation." "He said you were good guys," Owen replied. He was right. The foster mother explained that Owen would be adopted by his father's former partner and his wife. They had kids Owen's age and wanted to keep him close to his father's memory. "Can I still visit you guys sometimes?" Owen asked the bikers. "Anytime, kid," Tank promised. "You're honorary Devil's Disciples now. That means you're family." 3 months later, Owen's adoption was finalized. His new family brought him to the Devil's Disciples clubhouse for a visit. The bikers also presented him with something else. They'd raised $15,000 for Owen's college fund. "Your dad would have wanted you to have opportunities," Tank said. "This is from every club that showed up at his funeral." The gang members who threatened the funeral? They were arrested 6 months later on unrelated charges. Word on the street is that someone tipped off police about their operations. Nobody can prove it was the bikers. But nobody has to. Those bikers showing up meant everything to a 7-year-old boy who walked into a biker clubhouse and asked criminals to honor his murdered father. They could have said no. They could have sent him away. They could have stayed home where it was safe. Instead, 200 bikers stood between a little boy's grief and a gang's threats. They proved that family isn't always blood. Sometimes it's leather and chrome and men who keep their promises to children.
If you believe bikers are the good peoples, like and subscribe to this channel and show us your support.